guys, welcome back to another What If video. In today's What If, we will be discussing what if Deku had like Voltias powers. And yes, this is like Voltia from Black Clover in the Black Bolts. Like the share Berserker for nickname. As Deku will have a similar background, I will explain it soon. So yeah, and some events will happen, but like Voltia's powers won't be a quirk. And it won't be magic, it cannot be like magic or something, an attribute that Deku was always able to do. Hence why if you see this picture, I found it on the internet, that mostly of all the pictures I found are from the internet. I'm just using this because it's here kinda have like a different hair color and all that, and still like lightning around him, so it would fit perfectly for this. What if? As it begins kinda like when he's 5, he will always be like, have that sinister kind of smile and never stop smiling. As his mother, Inko, would say, slap him and say like, why do you always keep smiling like that? And she was kind of like, you freak. As then Ost was like, no, Deku was 6 years old, 7 years old. As he was fighting with, as Bakugo started to pick on Ost, Deku for not having a quirk. As then Deku beats him to the ground with his lightning abilities. With a lightning fist kinda. Bakugo was surprised, like, why the fuck you didn't have a quirk? Deku didn't say anything, like, kinda keep smiling that sinister smile. Then he walks home, as everyone that was seeing what he did to that, what he did to that Bakugo, as they all like wonder, geez, who is he, really a monster or something? Then he thinks like, it better be nice to him so he doesn't pick on me next time. Bakugo would wonder what the hell is wrong with Deku. Well, he was always like this, but he never knew that he had a quirk. He was always quirkless, the quirkless Deku. The worthless piece of garbage. Then, I should explain this. But yes, as he was walking home now, after the fight with Bakugo, as everyone is talked, as I said before I posted the video, talked about how he reckless and dangerous, and he never stopped smiling like that. Then he walks home, and Inko congratulates him, you really beat Bakugo with your something else than a quirk? Wow, you're really amazing. And then the years went by, and Inko would die of a lot of stress. As Bakugo, the Katsuki family, or what they are called, like Bakugo's family, was there too, because they were kind of friends with Inko and all that. As they would look and say that apparently she straight up died the one day under a lot of stress. As Deku, what am I saying, Deku, no, as Deku would just walk in, kind of smiling as everyone walk away, and say like, that kid should be sad, his mom is dead, but he just keeps smiling like that. As there's like, it's kind of creepy. Then Bakugo said like, hey Deku. As Deku just looks up and look at him back with his smile, creepy smile now. As he Bakugo before Bug said, never mind. Then Bakugo's mother will say that you can come live with us. As Deku looks at her and like, bitch, no thanks. Just jumped, like runs away now. Said, as she would, last words she kind of said to him was, no one will ever understand you. You'll always be by yourself. Always fight alone. Kind of, she would just say everything that she's like Luck mother said to Luck and all that. So yeah, I don't remember everything correctly. It was a while since I read that part of the manga and watched those episodes. As he just runs away now into the forests. No, he was no, he was walk away, go to his kind of apartment where he lived, and where actually I should explain this. I should explain this. Yeah. Well, he goes to his apartment, the apartment where he and his uncle lived in. It's just took kind of the important stuff for him. Then he all leaves. Well, he takes some money too. No, no, he doesn't take money at all. He just straight up leaves after taking like some stuff for him that is his. And just walks away. As the next week, it will be like the school will be kind of notified about Inko. Deku's mother have died, so they thought that he would be gone for a day maybe, or a week. I still let him be for that week. Then next week he wouldn't come at all. As Katsuki Bakugo wondered where the hell he was. So he decides, and his mother just decides to like check on him. As when he gets to the apartment there, it's just unlocked. As they try to knock on the door, then opens the door, it just open. As they see that didn't see any trace of him at all. As they would see all the dust around. You think like, where did he go? As Deku went away that day after that he got home from his mother's funeral. Runs up in the mountains near Tokyo. I think that's where, no, I don't know where the city that he is raised in is called. So yeah, well, I maybe know that, I don't remember, so he just runs up in the mountains that's nearby, let's say that. As he trains there and fights all the time, fighting boars and all that, takes them down and just makes food of them and eats. So now he's lived there for 15 years. No, for 12 years. No, 2 years actually. So he's like 12. No, he's 14 now. So one day, while he was fighting up in the mountains, Deku would be found like gone and missing. As the heroes would look for him everywhere. When 4 years had passed, everyone would have given up hope. Katsuki family thought that he must be dead and didn't know where he was. And then, how should I explain this? But then All Might would be kind of be like in town, as he would just be out in the mountains. As when he saw some lightnings around, as he saw that the sky was clear, so he wondered what the lightning was. As he tried to find it, and then he finds Deku. As he would see that someone, no, he wouldn't see he wouldn't see Deku. He would see lightning bolts flying around everywhere. As then Deku would see him, look at him like, try to fight him. Then All Might said, are you Deku? No, he'd say, are you Izuku Midoriya? Deku now look at him like surprised by that name and all that, as he haven't heard it in 4 years. Deku is kinda unable to speak since he haven't spoken in like 4 years. As then he will be that battle obsessed and try to fight him. Then since he has Lux Voltia kind of powers on that, he will be like battle obsessed. So he will just try to fight All Might. As All Might was realized that yeah, something's wrong with this kid. He said that might, as they remember the reports about Deku that no Izuku Midoriya missing, as he had that sinister smile and was a battle freak and everything. As I'd read the files that said that he was quirkless too, as every hero would read this and that he was quirkless, but they would hear room like everyone just talked about his lightning abilities. They thought that the quirkless thing must be a mistake, but it won't be, because let's say that the All Might could sense that he didn't have any quirk energy, And let's say that everyone that has a quirk gives off a quirk energy, but Asta doesn't. He just does this without that. Is he wonder what is he? Then when Asta tries to then when Deku tries to fight him, just runs towards him with his lightning boots and everything. All Might is barely able to dodge because Deku's lightning boots and all that makes him as fast as like the lightning, the sound and everything. As he will be too fast for All Might almost, as they are the same speed. Unless All Might goes 100%, as then he is a little bit faster. As it says like he can't hurt him really, but he has to do something to immobilize him. Then there's a girl just walking in the woods as she just sees the fight and scared about it. No, she wouldn't. No, scratch at all. There wouldn't be a girl watching the fight and discovering the fight at all. As All Might just fights Deku, as the lightning would have spread around the sky now, summoning raining clouds, and he would start to circulate around the battlefield. As All Might would have seen this and it started to rain, then he would have sensed that Asta just was faster. Deku got faster and faster as they would start to like thunder everything. As the people in the city would wonder, what the? It was the sunshine. Then would send a giant gust of wind coming from the mountains. They felt like, what the? Then they sent heroes up there to check about it because they knew that this wasn't normal. As it was Deku and All Might just clashing with their fists, as All Might had to hold back a lot with his punches. As soon he would end up hurting Deku really injured. As Deku he would just hit Deku once. As Deku would be thrown back into a tree, almost getting knocked out. As All Might is about to like grab him and just take him to a hospital, then Deku sees him like, Then Deku thinks like, crap, I can't lose. I have to win for my mother. As he thinks like that, I have to fight for my mother. As All Might sees like the spark in him, it's like, young Midoriya, why are you fighting? Deku wouldn't answer really. So I said, tell me, young Midoriya, why don't you talk? As Midoriya tries to open his mouth, but nothing comes around. As he like, has he lost the ability to speak over all these years? Then we hear something with his supervision, no, his super hearing. As he already said, no, he speaks, but his voice is so low. It's like, I have to win for my mother. As then he would all just hear that. As when he has to focus a lot on hearing this. As then Deku runs toward him, punches him right into where he got injured before the fight. So as he gets spat at, All Might now spats out blood. Kinda get thrown back a bit and throws back into a tree, because that's what was his weakness, kinda. Now the other heroes would arrive to check on this, and they see a kid be thrown back, All Might, into a tree, almost knocking him out. As they would see the steam coming around, All Might, they tried to cover it up so Deku wouldn't see it. As Deku saw his broke the cemetery base that were covering him, went for All Might and just punched All Might right to the gut. No, in the stomach, as All Might just gets knocked out now. Then Deku says quietly, see that, Mom? I dedicate this victory to my mom. Then he sees all the heroes there, as there were a lot of heroes now. Because when they saw that All Might was getting kicked ass by a kid, they had to call all the heroes, almost all the heroes there. As everyone would wonder in the city about why are the heroes gathering there. When the heroes try to grab Asta, he just runs away now. As even Asta knew as they try to grab Deku, Deku realizes that he can't fight them all, as he runs away in the woods, leaving lightning traces of him. As he runs and runs, he ends up at Mount near up at the north of this in Japan. So now All Might wakes up. He's in a hospital. No, he's not in a hospital. He wakes up at the ground. And some here stayed back to made sure that the television wasn't able to see All Might in his Small Might form. When All Might woke up, he was turned to Small Might immediately. Then he was thinking like that kid. As then he just felt in his stomach where he had got that hit before, like as he had his hand there, said the pain. A recovery guard would be there too and just give him the kiss like to heal him. He gets healed up and all that. As soon would think like where that kid ran off to. As the hearse would say that he ran off after we all came. Then we said, damn it. Then we would ask, so do you know who that kid is? He said, that's Izuku Midoriya. Can only be him. That smile, that look on his face, it describes everything about him. Matches the photos 4 years ago, but his hair is much longer. And then he says, yo, yeah, and his voice is so low that barely even I could hear it. They'd be like, whoa, something's happened to him, huh? And then they decides like all the heroes were assigned if they found him, just to report it immediately and try to like track him at a distance. As some heroes actually managed to find Austin up in the north, as they found and reported it. Now, as Deku would sense as all the heroes arrived, all Might too, like Endeavor wouldn't be there because he is not there, but a lot of the heroes would be there, as well as Principal. I don't know what it's called, but the principal of the UA with it too, and recover going to heal the fighters that or animal that was hurt. As then Austin sensed all those heroes there and realized that he would need to fight his way out. Then All Might said, come out there, Izuku Midoriya, we know you're in there, as Deku was hiding in a cave. As Deku had ordered, but what they didn't know was that there was some escape from the cave on the other side. As they just went in slowly, said, we're coming in, said All Might. As then when they walked in, they would see a hole in the cave outside. As they felt like, what? It's a hole in the cave. Then they realized that Deku escaped. As they went to the outer side around the place and tried to find an exit. As they found the exit, but it was too late. They saw all the lightning traces away as he runs back now, but then he decides to deactivate his lightning to hide from them for a while. As he walks a couple of kilometers away, then he decides to just hide in a tree. As he watches all the heroes like All Might runs past, as he didn't recognize that the lightning stopped. Well, the lightning trace, because Asta would have created burn marks on the ground. Deku would have created burn marks on the ground of these lightning boots. As then let's say that Deku kind of walks back for a minute, and so he is in the electric thing. As all the heroes now run past him, as then suddenly all the heroes would stop. As Deku would see Sash and just run away now. Quickly in the woods. Running and running. As he gets to the city where he was before. As then he's really extremely tired. He lands on a residence, in a house, in a garden. He passes out in the bushes. As the people lived there would just come back home, as they saw something just rustle in the bushes, right when he got home after shopping. As the father was looked in a bush, as the daughter in the family walked there too. As then just looked there and see that there's a boy passed out. Yes, it will be Deku. He will be really passed out and tired of all the running. And I know that the guy that requested this probably won't be happy about how I made this what if, but really that's kinda how it will be, because yeah. As then Deku woke up, and this will be like 4 months, 2 months after he encountered All Might in the forest near the thing. So yeah, as the rumors would have spread to like Katsuki that Izuku was still alive, but it didn't know where to find him. Then the heroes would have returned to the city, like everyone would return there, back to like all the cities and respective cities as they went to the public, so that they lost track of Izuku Midoriya once again. After tracking him for a month, not 1.5, like 2 months to track him to that place, he was lost again. Then we see the picture of the new pictures of Izuku, as the family was realized that is the kid, as they took him in and until he woke up as he was in a bed. Izuku wakes up one day as he sees the mother of the family laying water steps on him. As Dennis wakes up, looks at it, kinda, he didn't know what to say, he didn't know what to do. As he looks at him confused where he is. Then she calms him down, says, "Ch-ch-ch-ch-ch. You don't need to run now. You can stay here." As they could look at her confused. She think like, doesn't he understand what I'm saying? Then oh god, I need to find out what her name is. The girl's name was Mina. Shido Mina. She was saved by the Shido family. As they could look now, as the girl walked into the room, looking at Deku, interested in him. Deku just look at her and be like, Then was raised up in the bed and kind of sniff her. She be like scared a little bit, then he slapped and said, "Don't sniff women." Deku like surprised him, like taken back by this. Then was sit down in the bed. I'm like, It's not the realized that they had to report that they found Deku. As they walked out of the room, well, the mother and the father walked. The mother just walked out of the room, as Mina was still there. As Deku overheard they were talking in the phone about him. Was found there. And he thought like, it's the best if you don't come here. The heroes would say that it's best if we don't go there. They would say like, yes, it seems though that he doesn't trust anyone yet. Though it seems that he has something connection to our daughter in the family. Deku hears this of kind of sighs in his mind like, he doesn't want to fight those guys again. Those were pretty tough, though I still want to fight them some time later, when I get stronger, a lot stronger. Kinda smiles, now gets the creepy smile again. As the girl Mina would just look at him and say like, "Why are you smiling?" So to say interested. As Deku would be like, Look at her, kinda confused, and I have a clueless look at her. As now the smile would disappear now. As he then was kinda fall asleep again, he was pretty tired still. As Mina would have decided to stay like close to the bed all the time, as the mother walked in and saw like that he fall asleep again. As Mina would have explained everything that happened, that he had that sinister smile. I just asked why he was smiling. She said, and then he just looked at me cluelessly and then just fell asleep again, while the smile was fading away. She was like, okay, and then he asked if she could walk out of the room. She said, okay, sure. I stand just talking outside of the room, telling that he will be staying here now. She'd be like, oh, why? She would ask. They will say, because the heroes can't take him. He seems like he runs away as soon as the heroes are near. That's why they've never been able to catch him. And though it seems that since he didn't do anything here, it seems like he should stay here. As she would ask, why here? She's like, because seems like he's calm around here. On that, as then she's like, but why can't the heroes just raise him? And she would still, Mina would say, question him still. And then she would ask, "Don't question me now, Mina. That kid is weird, since he's weird, like the only one that he seems to be calm around, and especially around you. He should stay here. We can't let him go to another place. That might be too dangerous." And she would ask, "Why is it too dangerous? Why has he to stay here?" She says, "Because if we might be the only one that he's calm around, and not just that." Then Mina said, as she sobbed. Then Mina said, not that, just that. What is the other thing?" She said, "That kid got All Might really badly knocked out All Might." She'd be kind of shocked by this, as Asta would sense this with his like lightning around, as they would see lightning kind of like flowing out of the room. As they ran in to check Deku, as Deku was raised up and it was a hard All Might. Then he saw the others and just calmed down again, and she thought that they had to fight. They realized that they then just said All Might, as then Deku just immediately lightning just appear again. As then they just said, "Calm down, he's not here." They decided to like not call him that anymore, since they knew that it just caused his lightning to go up. Sooner, like a month later, Ashido, like Mina would just go into his room like and be used to him now. He was mostly staying in his bed, not walking out. He was kind of having some small walks in the garden, but he just kind of he walked only with Mina. As they would get close, be friends. As after a month, he would start trying to talk. As he opened his mouth now for the first time, except for when he's eating, said that I. As then they would like surprised that he speak now. As then he was said I. Then was close his mouth again. But he felt at least it's some steps. Then it took another month. Then he could speak a sentence. He would said, "The food is tasty, tastes good." They would like say thank you. As then they would said, ask what's his name. No, they would ask his name next day. He said Izuku Midoriya, but then he said that just call me Luck. As yes, he always nickname will be Luck. He doesn't like the Izuku Midoriya thing. As they'll be like, okay. Then he said they call me Luck Voltia. As they'll be like, then we'll ask why does he want your other name? Then he tells I don't like it. It's call me Luck Voltia. As they'll say okay. As they call him that, and why I'm changing his name to that is because he kind of doesn't like his last name and name a lot, so he doesn't want people to recognize him, and he wants to change his name, and because he has Luck's power, so he would be like want that name. As they would file for his name of change of name to Luck Voltia, the heroes would notice this and be like, okay, and they would to see the note that he self like wanted the name to change. They would accept it immediately, kind of like that. As then a month later, like it was 3 months since they got Asta there, no Deku there. As he was sitting around watching the TV. As they were watching the TV at night. As Deku now walked out of his room, kind of standing in the background watching the TV. As then All Might came up on the TV, they would sense a little bit of spark in the air. As then it just started to calm down. As Mina walked up to kind of touch Asta and said, "Hey, it's okay, it's just a TV." As Deku wouldn't have seen it in a year. Well, he would have seen it sometimes. Well, not, but then he would start to say, I remember something now. Mina would just look at him, kind of curious. Then he would say, grab her hand and just drag her into his room. She would just close the door and see what will he do. She kind of scared at first, but then she calms down when she sees the look on his face. Look, can I tell you something? She said, yes, of course. It says, I want to become a hero. And she'd be like, okay, wow, I didn't know that. As Dick would have been kind of educated by Mina's mom. Let's say that she's a teacher, so yeah.
as now she won't be a teacher. She would just have teach us some basic stuff as he would have learned. He'd be really smart and big brain because of his lightning and all that. So yeah, he will learn extremely fast. Then, so yeah, he would be caught up with everything. And it's just like, wow. When for the school, he has decided to pick UA, since Mina was also taken there, as he decided like if they end up in the same class, it would be easier for him to speak and all that. Have someone helping him if he wanted to say something. As now the months went by, Asta would have trained in combat in a secluded area where he was allowed training, with the supervision of Mina's parent in case anything happened. As the heroes would be notified that he was training and wanted to apply for UA, they decided to just let him in because he was really strong and he wanted to become a hero, and decided that if he might not become a hero, he might become a villain. And Almut said that we can't not let that kid become a villain, otherwise that he will cause trouble and be troublesome and hard for even me to beat. Says, he was just 10 years old when he got me, like, no, 14 years. As he would just have been, he was like 14 when he got beat me, even though I was taken by surprise. But still, he's fast enough, he is just as fast as me when he goes all out. I think he was all out then. I hope so. As they decided to just let him in, like, well, they decided to make him take the practice enter exam. As they would decide to put him next to me. Now the months went by. It was time for the UA entrance exam. As for practical one, it will be where no, not that. It will be a written exam. Mina would be placed, deku would be placed next to Mina. So if case he had any questions, she would ask them, as if she wondered about that. As they all, when he walked in there, he would see all the people there, as he kind of despised a lot of people. So, but he still just calmed down. Since Mina was close to him, so he kind of felt like he didn't need to be like fight them, but he still have that urge of fighting. As he would see Bakugo later on. As Bakugo will remember him, as he heard the rumors that Deku was been found and raised by an unknown. No, he would just hear rumors that Deku had been found and all that. If as he would still be scared, kind of a little bit of scared of Deku since he just beat him when they were kids. As he would still, yeah, as he never pulled Deku after that again. Snow. Buckle would see someone that just fast when they exited the written exam, that he saw something, a flash of someone with green hair, and she would think of Deku immediately. He decides like, no, I was probably imagining things, he said. There's no way that Deku is here. Stan, for the quirk, when he later on will get registered, he will be registered with not a quirk, but with an ability that was called Lightning Berserk. As it won't be a quirk at all. It will be more like he will have lightning abilities. As the final with unknown ability, not a quirk. As Almost would have secluded that's not a quirk he has, it's something else. So yeah, it's then the registers like the radar thing. Almost would tell him that that really isn't a quirk. I can't feel any quirk energy from him. So yeah, as the practical exam will soon start now, I will to get her starting line. As Deku is close to Mina is talking to her. Then Ida walks up to him and said, are you? Then Mina said, I want to talk to him if I were you. So he would just then, Luck would just look up at him, slash Deku would just look up at him with a sinister smile.
and then lightning should come out from him, like urge to fight him. Then me and Maud said, calm down, you shouldn't fight him, or you won't get into the hero course. You'll probably be expelled or something. Then Ida was back down as he saw this, like, wait, that... Minu said, don't say that name, but yes, it's him. Him like, whoa, wait, then said to ask her later, she would ask her, him, he would ask her, but why not the name? He said, he doesn't like that name. He's changed his name for a reason, after all. I'm like, whoa, okay. And decides to leave them alone now. As Bakugo would see Deku now, he would sure that it was Deku. As he walks up to him and said, hey, Deku. Then then immediately he would get face like looking at. Then Deku would turn his face around. With that face like emotionless expression on his face. And his sinister smile growing up. The lightning shooting out of him. Bakugo walked back and said, never mind. As he walks away. Deku would be like, thought so, he would say. As Mina would ask, so who was that? Deku said, someone I knew before. That was freaking bully. I wouldn't say anything like that. He would said, someone I defeated before when I was 5. And she would say, oh, okay. As now the entry exam would start. As they would all say that then they first before they go run away, he would just look at Mina and kinda ask, can I use it now? Because he would be taught to only use it when he was allowed to. He said yes, but only kill the robot, to only fight the robots. He would look at her and say, look at her, kind of said yes. And she kind of nods and just blitzes out. As Ida now runs with open scares and was about to run, gets through the gate first, but then he would see something else, a lightning and a giant wind just running right in front of him. As when all see robots coming, they would see them getting taken down just as they appeared, and they would see lightning hopping around. Then Mina would kind of yell like, "Don't take down everyone for us, okay? Leave some robots for us too." As they just does this and leaves some of them, like the low pointers and some 3 points at all, but he will get over 120 points. As everyone would, the judges watching this would see his abilities. Almost said, "Oh, looks like the kid got faster. I can barely keep up with how fast he is." As now, it would take some time now. Ost was kind of resting now since he took down enough Hazel fought to win. I started killing robots. Ida's looking where Asta went, where Deku went. He would see Deku at the top of the kind of like top of a building, chilling. Kind of still felt like, oh well, guess I should leave him alone. I don't want to mess with this guy now. Then would all sense like when they took down the robots, they would all sense the ground shaking. They could sense his tool look over and see a giant robot. Then said, and now here's the 0 point, and we're here for the mics. As Deku thought that it's not worth the trouble at all. And just think like that. And then when he walked, then we hear some scream for help. As he would see someone stuck for the middle. And it will be a brunette girl, he would think. And it's like, huh? Then as he saw everyone running, then Mina would just look up to him, like, are you coming too? Then I looked down and said, then we looked down to her, said, no, as he pointed at the girl, as you see Mina would just say like, oh. Then Deku would just run down, right down from the building. Since he's so fast it will work. As then he reaches out there, jumps from the building, shoots himself against the robot now. As the robot is about to kill land on the girl. As Deku now loses his lightning boots to kick the robot with his speed. The robots get knocked back and down to the ground. The core gets destroyed and is overloaded with electricity. As all Deku realizes what's about to happen,
like destroys, like lifts up the rubble because he has trained his muscles too so much. Then grabs the brunette girl and just runs away with lightning, like really fast. As then he tells everyone to then just look at Mina. And it's kind of like whispers in her ear, like tell them to run back down a lot, at least 10 meters away. She'd be like, okay. As Asta would kind of predict, no, Deck would predict how big the explosion was. And yes, the robot would explode. As now they would all see this, as they would see that. Then the commentaries would think that, what did he whisper? As they saw, they had whispered something to a girl's ear. Then he lets down the brunette girl, and as you would just now, the brunette girl kind of like waking up from the shock from the running. As then she would hear Mina would scream that, everybody run back 10 meters. As didn't question her at all, since they saw that Deku was kind of like with her, like they saw first Deku whispering in her ear. I'll be like, okay. As they all back down 10 meters, as Uraka hurried and ran to them too. Mina did too. Then Luck would just, no, then Deku was kind of back down to like a couple of meters. No, he just walked down, like stand where he was, 10 meters away. Then Mina would kind of ask him why. He didn't move. As he would like kind of look at her and like, do some hand signs, as he would knew that. Since it wasn't like hand language and that, I don't know what it's called. Sorry for everyone that does that language. I don't know what it's called. It does some kind of like movements with his hand, like so she knew that. As he just points at them, it's like she said like nah. She's like, oh, you don't like people, huh? It's that much still. She would nod his head, and then he would stand there. As the explosion now happened, all the judges will see the explosion. As Dick, no, let's say that Dick runs towards the robot, trying to destroy the core before it explodes, but he wasn't able to. As it now runs towards the robot and runs right through it and picks up the core, and yes, they would all see that the core was kind of was about to explode. Deckers runs top of the building, throws the core up a little bit, as then just kicks it up with his foot. But it caught in like a slab and just cut it down with sliding still. But the clock is the bomb no, the core just exploded right away, as he gets thrown down to the ground. As he's about to hit the ground now, but then he gets his spell senses on. He lands on his feet, stumbles a little bit, creates a giant crater. Lands, like slams to the ground in the giant crater, as he's still standing. Like, as the judge would see the explosion clearly for that kid, he's dead now. Then Onward said, no, he's not, I just feel something. They were like, what? And then they said, look down on the ground, as the camera's now smoke cleared. As they would see the giant crater at first, then the smoke cleared in the middle. They would see Asta Deku still standing, kind of huffing and puffing, taken out of breath by the explosion. They was like, whoa, that kid, he's amazing. He's real amazing, really. As then Mina would also run up to her, ask she would just run. Mina would run up to Deku and ask if he's okay. He just nods and said, yes. Then he just walks away out of the arena when he says the president makes it. The exam is now over. He walks away now, while Ida's trying to the brunette girl is trying to talk to him and thank him for saving her. Matthias straight up leaves right back at home, to where he lives. As Asida's Mina will decide to stay there a little bit longer. As as the brunette girl / actually Uchako Uraka would just walk up and ask if she could thank him for her or something. She'd be like, I'll make sure to tell him that you appreciate what he did. Then Ida will walk up there and ask something about Asta, about what Deku about that ability. As he said that I can't sense any quirk energy from him. No, he would say that, what quirk does he have? She said, I don't really know. As she wanted to know, as she wasn't allowed to tell that he was quirkless. Because everyone thought else that he didn't have no quirk. Except for the pro heroes, because they were like the most skilled heroes. They were the only ones to be able to sense quirk energy. As they were the only ones that knew that he didn't have a quirk, there was something else of his ability. As now Deku arrives home, opens the door and goes to his room, kind of sitting down. As he checks on his leg, he sees that it's broken. No, not broken. He will see like they had a blue mark, like a blue. I don't know what it's called, but you know when you hit something really hard and you gets all blue on the skin. Yeah, Deku would be like that on his legs, on his feet, even though he covered it in lightning boots. And he'll be like, oh well. Then Mina's mom walks in and asks if he's okay. He said yes. And then she would see like his like legs, and she's like, oh God, what have you done? What happened? As now Mina would arrive home, and she would just see Asta getting treated. Like she would just walk home, said, "I'm home." She would hear she would just hear her mom saying, "I'm in Deku's room." As she would have just gotten eyes to like hold his legs down and all that. As it was kind of, she would kind of arrive right after her mother was got into his room and saw the blue marks on his legs and all that. Then she walks into the room and just see Asta's blue legs and like, what the? So that's what's happened, huh? I thought it was weird that you didn't have any injuries. Seems like you still got some. And then she asked what happened. He said, then she would explain everything. As they, let's say that she had a clip to like explain it later because he asked for a recording from this fight. So he could record what Asta really did. No, Deku did as a hero thing. As she would wanted to ask if collect it kind of for his hero purposes only, the documentary, if he really becomes a hero, so they knew what he did. And she would see how he landed all easily dodged the exploding core. She'd be like, he really is a hero. So then he walks, kind of like stands up, like raises his legs, like over body up, and so like, so when can I fight next? He says kind of. So then Mina said, you don't have to fight every single time. Luck. And she would have be accustomed to saying luck and all that. He'd be like, oh man, I want to fight someone strong. Then I would think like, maybe that All Might guy again. He was pretty fun fighting. And then Mina's mother said, no way, you're not gonna battle All Might again. He would say, why? I won. He must be pretty strong now. He must have trained. Or else I'm already number 1 hero when I get my license. They really saw what he did and kind of said, and they were just kind of laugh about this. As Lek would just kind of be like looking like, what? Did I say something funny? It's like, they would kind of say like, yeah, but you need the result to become the number 1 hero. You might be the strongest one, but you need the results to become the number 1. You're like, okay. And now he got fallen ice on his legs, as it would cool down, as he would just feel this kind of be like, so feels so good, kind of. Then he just falls asleep, no, sleeping out loud. And next week, they would get a letter from UA until that they would get both letter, and Mina and Asta, no, Deku got a letter, as Deku decides to be in the tree, watching it from himself. As he sees all this time, they knew that Asta got, no, Deku got kind of fighting one when they saw All Might, so they would decide to not show him there. As it would be a hero that Asta kind of like, no, Deku wouldn't want to fight his respected, kind of was thinking was cool. It would be Present Mike, saying that, wow, kid,
he said, wow, you luck, you really are amazing. You got the highest score of all time. He broke even, he said the number one hero's score. It's just they tried precautions not to speak of All Might because he might get lightning berserk now. As they would still later on get a letter from the Minas family telling that he's not that battle freak against All Might anytime soon, but they said that still be cautious about showing All Might for him. As now they were both getting accepted in the same class, as the school did this for like precautions to make sure that he didn't fight the students, as they knew that the students were pretty much toasted if something happened, if he did something, and they thought that even Eraserhead wouldn't be able to do anything, since it's not a quirk. So yeah, they tried like every precaution to make sure that he doesn't fight in the school. As he would only be able, like they will have like fights for Asta, specifically fights for Asta on each end of the day, as they fight a hero. But now he will see that they would explain everything for him, as now he just walks back in the house. As they see that then he shows the hologram, gives them flips the hologram to them. Then he says, "I'm gonna go out training in the woods." As then he just kind of runs to the woods and just climbs the tree and like, flips around and all that. Because bringing this in, I knew the luck wasn't like that, but that was something I always enjoyed when I lived in the countryside. I always enjoyed climbing in trees and having fun in the trees and all that when I was younger. And so yeah, I want to bring that in to make sure that I have something at least not like too much of luck and fighting always. I want to bring another side of him, as he really enjoyed climbing in trees. As he climbed around, then when it was time for a dinner, because he learned how the schedule work, kinda, and lands back in the house and goes to his room immediately. Let's say that they had a window open, as his window was on the backyard, as he jumps for a tree and lands in his room. Or they're taking off the shoes and kind of like puts them down in the hall as the first floor. They all see that Deku was kind of like, since Deku's lightning coming back, as he would sense lightning out of in the precaution, so they open his window to make sure that he doesn't crash the window, as he have done that a couple of times. As yeah, now he has to go back to eat dinner. It is just ramen noodles, and it's the last day before they got to the UA now. As you like, ramen noodles, nice. He would just do that sound. No, nice ramen noodles. I don't know why I'm doing that sound. It's kind of fun. I still haven't perfected it just as my friends can. They can do it much easier. But yeah, probably shouldn't train on it because you might be annoyed by it. As they would eat the ramen noodles. As Deku would select, it's probably the most delicious thing I ever eaten. He kind of says and smiles. As the other one now smile. All that as yeah, and later on it will take some time before the shipping between Mina and Deku would happen. And I know the guy that I know. Sorry for not remembering your name. For now, I'm sorry for that while I'm recording this. Uh, the guy, I don't even know if he wants a shout out or not, so I won't say his name. But to the person that wanted to ask me to do this, what if? Sorry that didn't pick your first hand pick, but I really couldn't figure out a way to bring a female like that girl, not that shipping into the like story. I really don't know how I should do it. I don't like twisting genders like that. So yes, sorry, I'm so sorry about that. But I will try to make this work as good as I can. Yes, yeah, now it will be the next day. It's time to go to UA now. Deku was kind of already, then they just let Deku sleep because they knew that when
they just put the breakfast in his room. Well, what he usually eat as when he wakes up, exactly like time when he needs to like, just eat. He gets dressed and everything, so he's done. Just went to the school. It'll be like 10 minutes before, no, 20 minutes before it starts. As he wakes up and eats breakfast, and then just prepare himself. As he takes some morning exercise quickly for 5 minutes, as now it's 5 minutes, like 10 minutes before the school starts. As it took just 5 minutes for him to get dressed, eat breakfast, and make him done. Now he starts up his lightning. Then he jumps up and just like runs. Everyone was seeing that the lightning is passing through. They think like that must be him, as they heard the rumors that Mina's family had adopted Asta, no Deku. I mean Deku, goddamn, why do I keep saying Asta? I mean Deku, they would have adopted Deku now. No, they wouldn't know that Mina's family did this, they only knew that there was a family that had adopted Deku. And everyone would hear about Deku's abilities, kinda, so they just knew that when they saw the lightning that must be Deku. He ran past the traffic and he must have had to run in the traffic lane because he was so freakishly fast, as he had to dodge every single car run going there, even though it was easy for him since they were so slow. As then Yasuda-san would have ordered, no, Mina would just walk. We're almost there at the school, as she just felt a breeze coming. She would have signed say, oh, so he's here. She would have said, oh, he's here. As Deku stops right beside her, and just walks casually, through the thing. No, he runs through the detector thing, and walks up to her casually, and now stops running right next to her, as everyone would see him, like lightning coming, running through the portal, and then stops, and they will see Deku just walking casually now next to her. They were chit-chatting about how the night went and all that. And then just open the 1A door, 1 class year 1 door. They walks to 1A. As they open the class door, they see the chaos where Ida, criticized the Bakugo for what he did. Having his feet on this desk. As Luck would see, Deku would see Kachan or Bakugo and Ida. As lightning would kinda like he would have lightning around him now. As Bakugo was seen to like immediately take his feet out of the ground, and Deku was like, then Ida was walk up to him, so like, wow, you're ready to figure out the hero points about everything about the heroes. As he tried to put the head on Luck, but then he gets the lightning in his like as they no he was to reach out, as Ida said, my name is Ida, as reached out his hand, as Deku would take the hand and said, my name is Luck, Voltia, as now shocks Ida, and as Ida get, you think that this is some sort of joke? Then everyone in the class starts to laugh. Even Mina, as Kachan would have laughed too. And then Deku would just look at him, kinda curious, and said, hey, Kachan, said, wait, he said that, what should I? He said, hey, you can call me Luck. He's like, okay. I said, so, then he says, then Deku would say, so why did you just take off your feet when I walk in? For that I didn't want to make you annoyed, he said. I don't care what you do. Just don't try to fight me again. As Bakugo said, okay. As he kind of he didn't put up his feet again, but he knew that Deku was chill when he did that. As then Uraraka would walk behind him and said, then he said, I never had the chance to thank you before. As Deku would hear the voice, like, look back and said, Do you see the girl say, oh, wait, you're the girl that I saved from before, right? He said, yes, I am. Deku would be, go. No, it's fine, you don't need to thank me at all. I just did what anyone else should have done. As he would say, I just did what a real hero would do. As Ida was kind of nodding like agreement that, yep, he did that heroic shit, some heroic stuff. As
then Deku just look at her like, so, well, said, so you're on this class too? Stacey said, yes, I am. Deku be like, okay, I don't really care about that, but okay, sure. Sorry about that for me yawning. It's, what is the clock now? Yeah, it's 3 a.m. Yeah, you see why I'm yawning now, even though I woke up like 2 p.m. No, it was 4 p.m. actually. No, actually, I don't remember when I woke up. I think it was 2 p.m. or so. No, it was 3:30 p.m. today. Since I had like premiere like set, is if I think maybe I have uploaded a video earlier today. No, I didn't at all. I uploaded them late on like 20 something, 8 p.m. or something like that. Yeah, so I didn't upload any videos before. Yeah, I probably woke up with 2 p.m. Yeah, but screw that. I don't know why I started to talk when I woke up. Yeah, it was because I yawned. As Rockhurst thanked him again for saving her. He said it's okay, it was really nothing. Blah blah. It was a really heroic thing to do. Then and like there was their voice like saying, "It took you 8 minutes to shut up, okay? Not a good start to become heroes." Then Deck would see a bag of like everyone would see a like sleeping bag. Deck would realize who it was, and like since Aizawa was one of those heroes that he kind of liked, and so didn't want to fight, but he thought it was kind of cool. So yeah, he knew that, oh, it must be Eraserhead. Or is it Mr. Aizawa, Sensei? Sensei Aizawa? They could say. I'm like, what? Then Echo said, he's a pretty cool hero, I guess. Aizawa said, she like me, how I said, they could say, well, I got analysis of all the different heroes. And then he said that's what his bag is for, as Mina will realize that he had a bag with him all the time. As we come to think of it, he always had a bag with him. As Bakugo we see the bags like remember everything and would start taking notes of heroes. I'm like, so he's still doing that, huh? But at this point he would remember everything. As then later when this day was finished, he would ask for an autograph from him. Now we get to like when they're doing the test and all that. Yes, the quirk test. He'll set time to do your quirk tests. As he kind of looks at the Deku, as it was only the pro, well, it was only Mina's everyone kind of thought that he had a quirk, lightning quirk, but a Deku, along with some pro heroes and their principal and the staff of the school, with Deku of course, and All Might, knowing they were only ones to knew that he didn't have a quirk. It was something else. So when he said the quirk test assessment, he was look at Deku, kind of meaning like you can use your lightning for this and act like it's a quirk. Deku already said that, kind of said that, to think like I would always kind of use it anyway. And then how should I explain this? Yeah, they just get out. No, not getting out. Yeah, they get out to the testing place. So now he said, oh, so now we will do some tests. As he throws a ball to Bakugo and asks, so how try to throw this? How long did it could throw a ball back in high school? Well, this is at 65 meters without, no, 49 meters without using my quirk. Then he said, now use your quirk for that, as he now did. As it kinda cause an explosion as it flows away 705.3 meter, then 704.3 meters. Then it was Deku's try. Now he would be last as the other was trying to throw it. Raka will get infinite. As the block all be surprised, then it was time for Deku's turn. As Aizawa was looking at him like, this will be interesting. Deku was asked if he can use the building for help, as Aizawa knew what he wanted to do. He said, sure, just don't break any windows. Deku would know, he was, yeah. Deku said, of course not. Then Deku just throw up the ball in the air. It's like using sliding to get high. Then he runs towards the building. As they all feel like, what is he doing? Aizawa just smiles like, that kid. That's amazing how he thinks of his quirk. As they will all see that he runs up on the building now, being careful not to touch the glass to break it. As the principal and Ahmed is sitting there talking, as they just see a shadow like kind of lightning up from the first see a shadow of the running on the building, then we see a lightning coming after us to figure out what is he. Then we look out and see like, oh, I see now, as they both said. No, Deck would just jump up from jump up in the air, like not push himself out of the building up in the air towards where the ball was falling down. Then he creates a lightning bolt on his foot and just kicks the ball. No, he just throws the ball with a giant electric gauntlet and shoots it up with his kicks the glove with his fist, like with his foot, so it glows extra long. As he creates a lightning with it too to go faster. Then the ball is reached out and goes a couple of laps around an entire lap around the earth. And more, as they would see the going on the horizon. It would take some time, as the Aizawa would have showed all the score, as they also how fast it ranked. It was like, for 1 second it was 100 meters, then 200, and it would rise faster and faster. As then it was sent something coming back from side, as they would see how long it was. It was a couple of 1,000 miles now. As it ran, took out like a lap around the earth now. As they all would sense that they would say, wait, it's coming. Then we see the numbers, and like, wait. Then it said to everybody just turn around. Deku already knew what's gonna happen, as they would all turn around now, as they see the ball, something coming fast. As they all saw the ball, as then they raced up right into this, almost falling down. Well, it was coming down fast from us. Everybody ran away. I saw it to cower, as then he sees Deku is standing there. As when the ball comes down, it was about to hit his head. I saw everyone start to scream anything to dodge, to Deku to dodge. As Mina is said alone to not to. As then I saw what it said, don't tell him to what to do, don't say anything. Deku is when they bought, then they all see that thought that he's dead now. As it was like a millisecond before it would hit Deku. Deku just turns around lightning fast and grabs the ball. And throws it out into the air now. Taking it another lap from the earth. No, he would say that, no, he was then throw it air, he was catch it. And it was nothing. And dig it right into the ground. No, he was dig it right into the ground because that would create a giant hole. He was kinda catch it and throw it up. And kind of, yeah, he would just catch it and stop and make the motion to calm the speed down. Then he drops the ball. As everyone be surprised, like, whoa. Then I saw it kind of showed the numbers that the meter would broke. But yeah, as then it sets the air, then it takes another meter and puts in infinite. As everyone said like, what? Then it said, yeah, if he wanted to, he could just throw it up out of the atmosphere probably. They'd be like, whoa, he must be really strong then. Everyone was amazed by this, and now it came for the other test. It was the speeding test. They could create like a win in like a millisecond. It's too fast for even myself to take the timer on it. As he would just kind of give him a 000 on the 000.1 as the lowest he could get. Everyone would see some like kind of agree.
to this. Then it came for like the step to steps one. As now it would be Minera versus kind of like Deku. Although who's the fastest one? Minera would first like get the fastest one, then Asta would get faster and faster with stepping up to the side. It's now they all see like the lightning working up around him. As then Mina would say like, Asta, don't go too fast, okay? He said, of course not, as they would all hear the kind of speeding voice. It sounded kind of robotic when he speed up. Then the speeding was like too fast for him. I should get as I would now take so again like the lowest he could give in milliseconds, milliseconds, something like that. And then it's time for a strength test. For Deku, he will just get the same, like 10 times stronger than the 6-arm guy. Everyone was surprised that he was so strong too. But they all thought like, is there something he can't do? I know that it's like 5 tests. I don't remember the 4th test though. No, the 5th, the kind of final test or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And now we switch back. No, now the results are in. Is that Minara, you got expelled because he got the lowest score of all. No one would really protest at all. Deku would be like, huh. Of course he would get out. He was the one attributing the least. He didn't do anything at all in this thing, like thing test. And then we switch back to All Mights and there's personal the principal's office, as they see Deku getting the highest score of all time at the correct test, assessment test, kind of like that. As they would select all the speed, All Might would say like, he's even faster than me. He's stronger than me too, it seems. Not strong, but he was said like, think like, wow. As you would see the strength test and said like, and he doesn't even have a one for all that I have. It's just something natural to him. He's strong. Then the principal said like, you're not thinking of what I'm thinking of, do you? So no, he probably doesn't want to accept it either. Anyway, so yeah, as I will give the one for all to like one of the big three. Did not know who, but I just want you guys to decide in the comments if it should be Mary. Okay, there's two options of the big three. Either it would be what is it called now? Nejire, Hado, or Mirio. And Takayami, or what his name's called. I think it's Takayami. Not him really, but the other two of the big three. You can decide between those. Yeah, I can let you guys decide between those. I don't know who to give the one to. As honestly, I don't know exactly who to give it to really because of reasons. So yeah, then what's now? That could be like no, we don't think like that. It's now they got back to the classroom, finishing the day off. As everyone was kind of trying to talk to Deku, Deku realized that he got a lot of attention now, as he kind of regretted what they did too good there. Then I see this and think like, then he said like, it's nothing really. This school's kind of ending now. Then he says to Deku, it's like, oh Deku. Deku will look up and say, yes sir, yes sensei. Said, yeah, you said like your parents, you got a call, you need to go home.
She said, kind of smiles like he said, okay, sir. Okay, sensei. Thank you, sensei. Then he walks out. And Mina realized that it wasn't really a call. I think it was to get Deku out of the uncomfortable situation he had. As he now just runs home. And still, he must wait for Mina to get done. As the, like Ida and Uraka, no, Ida was kind of following her. As Uraka too. Kacho would do that, not follow her really, but they all would kind of watch. As then she was like, yeah, you can leave me alone now, please. I want to go home so safe. I want to go home alone. But why? As they decided, like, she didn't say that at all. Then, out of nowhere, Decoder appeared next to her, kind of like separating her between Ida and Uraka. As they were like, whoa, where did he come from? As they tried to walk up to them now, then it was since that lightning come around to protect them both. Like, he said, okay, decides to leave him alone now. And this is now as they walking back now to the, like, up to the home. Instead to talk about how the day went. And this is where I'll be ending this. No, not at all. This is not where I'll be ending this at all. I'll be continue this later. Okay, as now Deku and Mina would walk home after the day. Or should I say, Luck and Mina would just walk back home. As when he got home, they just opened the door. Deku went to his room. Mina went to her room. They were kind of debriefing themselves. As you know, it's not like Deku to do that when he's locked the voltia thing, but still. Then he was go out. No, then he was get a call on the phone. As on his phone, yes, he will have a phone. He would answer and said, hello. He say, hey, have I come to Luck Voltia? Then he says, what about it? Then he just hears the voice again, said, transform, like, not, no, then he just heard the phone said, here, let me talk to him. I said to the principal first at calling him, and then All Might starts to talk, hi, young Luck. I think you're being called now. Then was hear All Might's voice said, All Might. Said, yes, it's me. Then Luck would say, what do you want? Wanna fight? I said, All Might would just hear the excitement in his voice said, no, young Midoriya. I have something else I want to talk to you about. Then he sends another said, come to this place on in the weekend. I'm like, okay. As this will be like, and let's say that it will be the Monday that they have that like hero test thing. Then, but before he hangs up, he says, so am I allowed to bring someone else there? He said, no, please don't just do that, okay? He said, I'll bring Mina. No, he would say, okay, sure. Then it was like Friday now. He was come down, eat dinner. He was awfully quiet a lot. Then, they would ask, why you're so quiet now? You're always so energetic. He said, well, I never used that much of my powers before, since the fight with All Might those years ago. As he kind of smiled. Then Mina would start to explain after he excused himself and went to his bed early. As she would explain that everything that happened at the correct test and all that, he kicked the ball right like through the earth, no, around the earth and all that. And he was so fast on all the tests. He aced all the tests, kinda. That's what All Might's done when All Might kinda hangs up on that. The principal talks to the switches to him now. He said, you're not, he said, yes, I am. No, actually no. He's the one that talked to Luck. A little bit. I sit down the weekend now. Just go there.
No, Luck would just go to early in the morning. Just tell him that I just want to go around the city, explore. He said I just want to go alone. I still be like allow him to, since he actually had his fighting thing under control, so he won't be obsessed with too much fighting. As it would be a trap. No, as now he wants the beach. Or no, no, it won't be the beach. It will be a trap. No, no, a trap. It will be another location. Is sent to a warehouse where he walks in and said that this is a weird place for Alma to call me to. Then you hear someone laugh. Said, "Ha, ha, laugh." Almost sense that this is not Alma. He's not here. As then he ready his lightnings around him in case there's someone fight. As then a couple of gnomes would appear around him, as he would just turn around everywhere and be surrounded. As then Shigaraka would appear. Yeah, there. Your quirk. It's interesting, really. Really intriguing. You managed to dodge. Oh, you managed to knock out All Might 4 years ago, and you seem to grow quite strong. As then he looked up the roof, and asked Duck would just look up the roof. As then we saw like the giant kind of see some news of like the rebuild, as they saw that the scars of the building had been rebuilt. Said, "Ah, yes, it was from he threw the ball. It actually landed. It's like it's bounced here once on the roof, a glider all the way. Then it flew around the Earth again. Seems though you're correct. We really want it. As then all like it would be like 20 nomus. Then Ostwood didn't know what to do. He's feeling like crap. Shouldn't come here. It's good I did come here alone. Then he opened his phone like quickly and like holding his hand. As then let's say that he had All Might's number. But the stall timer said, "How did you imitate All Might's voice?" Then he said, "Because of." As then someone else walks in. "Because of I have a voice manipulation quirk, young man." As he imitates like in yeah imitates All Might, as they could be like fierce, but he said, "Rrr." Then let's say that he had All Might's real number, as they didn't know what he was doing because he was covered in lightning now. They thought, what is he doing? As then takes All Might to sends his location, like and like some out like I don't know screaming signs, those with an opposite turn down me eye, the letter I. So yeah, you know what I mean. As it takes like in text Aizawa too. As Omet and Aizawa sees this and like they send look at the luck which sends their location. As then he puts the phone in his back pocket and readies to fight. Shorts up his lightning, dodges all the gnomes for the first. Then he senses that they're not living beings anymore. Then he just destroys their brains and like fries their brains with the lightning. Then Shigaraki said, "Crap." As then Karagiri said, "Should we get out of here?" He said, "No. Nomus will take him." Then his activists said the Ono was to chase him, kill him if knock him out, or hurt him so bad he can't move. As to follow his order now, they runs toward Asta now. Well, Deku, they runs towards Deku. As Deku won't be able to do anything, they won't be able to touch Deku at all. But it will still be too overwhelming for him to take all of them on as he dodges it and waits, trying to stall time until All Might and Aizawa could arrive, and some other heroes too, because they would have notified him that Luck actually sent his location to All Might and Aizawa, and they wouldn't send his location to All Might unless it was necessary. As then, Mina and the others wouldn't be notified where Asta was or what happened, because they would just try to go there and save Asta, and they knew that Asta, not Deku, they would try to save Deku from there or luck actually, that is called, from the place. As now the fight goes on, Anomi easily somehow manages to stop Asta. Or like bounce on, get in front of Asta. Asta bounces right back into the wall, spatting out blood. Said, "Whoa!" As then he strikes up. Said, "You're one different. No, you're a different zombie." As then Shigaku corrects him. They're called Nomus. Said, zombie, Nomu, whatever you want to call it, they're the same. Raises up now, kind of laughing. Gets that sinister smile on his face. Then Shigaku sees like, "Oh, that is the one I heard on the news on before." Your quirk will be ours. As not all for one was continuing, "What are you doing, Shigaraki?" Said, "I'm getting you a new quirk. I'm sure you've seen the news about that lightning fast kid." Said, "Yeah, I almost got goddamn fire. It's probably the same kid that threw the ball." Said, "That is, and I currently have trapped him here with a couple of gnomes I have to spare." Said, "Fine, but is sure they're enough?" "Yes." Said, "Fine, then I'll allow it, but make sure to be quick, so no one else gets like attracted to your location." He said, "Of course." Then it will be like the quirk, no, the quirks that the nobe that shock throw us right into the wall will have regeneration and super strength. As yeah, the Nomus quirks will be regeneration and super strength. As Deku, no, yeah, Deku slash Deku just rise up and still have that sinister smile. As now Shigaraki hang up on the phone to all for one after they're finished talking. Then Deku just think like, when are they here? When are they gonna get here? As all the nobles charged up against Asta. No, against Deku. As Deku dodges their attacks at first, like kinda like does a backflip, dodges all their attacks at first. Then just creates lightning bolts and kicks some of them right into the walls, as couple of them dies, and some of them gets just hurt a little bit and goes up now. Then he thinks like, crap. Then he said, "When are you here?" Then he was kind of say out loud, said, no, he would just think like, okay, now when are they gonna get here? I can't stall them for much longer. It seems like they managed to see my tactics, even though I'm so fast. Then he would just knock out some nobles before, but then Kiraguri would get more nobles there. Shigaku said, "What are you doing, Kuragiri?" He said, "All for One gave me special orders to back you up with more nomus. It seems that all those nomus won't be able to get him after all." And he said, like, "Fine. Oh well." Now, Deku would see this like, crap, I gotta get out of here. As then he decides to look in the warehouse, it will be a box that Deku grabs, and as he runs toward up the wall, as they knew what he was trying to do, as he throws up the box, as Kiragir quickly opens a portal now, and makes it as that it hits open near behind Asta, as he wasn't able fast enough to dodge it, he gets hit by this own box. Spat out blood now fall down to the ground. Almost not knocked out completely, he will still be conscious. As now Shigaraki said, "Grab him," said Nobus, but now the windows, now the doorways be punched into and fall down, and so be All Might and a couple of years with Aizawa too. As Deku hears this and it's like, do not fear because I am here. He said as like that stupid saying.
as he rises up now, bloodied and everything, but he still will fight. Said, I'm not done. I have to win. I have to win. Dedicate the victory to mom. As almost sees like crap, he's in that mode again. This is not good. As then he see all the nobles. As Kirigiri said, then Shigaraki said, get us out of here, Kirigiri. He said, fine. Okay. As they open the portal, gets most of the nobles out as well. But some nobles will still order to stall the others so that the rest could escape. As Deku now takes down 2 of them, no 3 of them, and let's say that it was like 15 of them left, as he takes down 5. And as the All Might and All Might takes down the rest of the heroes takes down the rest, as it 1 left. Asta runs up to him, but his energy will start to drain now, as they will ultimately see that his speed, the kid's speed, is fading. But then Asta would just walk up. Now Asta would kind of like Deku would walk up to the Nome slowly. Then he starts up his lightning attack and punches the Nome again and again. It still also that it went slower and slower. Then Asta would just sense this like his energy draining now quickly, as he decides to just dodge it and jump between behind the Nome and just decides to shoot some lightning into his brain, frying it. Then we'll look at theirs like say, final arrived, huh? Seems like you're too late to get those 2. Then just breaks like the door up, then just breaks the window, and the one jumps out and just runs back home. But it wouldn't come out long, as he was get outside. And let's say that window was pretty high up, as he gets outside now. But before he could do anything like launch himself away, he was fell down to the ground. As everyone was hearing a loud noise. And now Mina and her family was kind of like watching the TV, like that was news reporters filming the warehouse where a couple of heroes strike today for unknown reason, as they also all might as well there. And then we see a crater outside of as a broken window, as then saw a crater, and Mina knew too well what that meant, who it was, before she could even see the helicopter. Said, I'm going there right now. Then her mother said, no. She said, I'm getting him out of there. If he wakes up and realizes that All Might was the one to save him, he'll freak out. Her mother said, fine. She said, no, you're staying here. They said, what are you gonna do? As she just runs out now. Runs towards the warehouse, as it wasn't too far away. As the All Might and the heroes was about to check on the crater now. But before they could do that, as they hear someone said, Luck! Luck! As they hear a girl screaming that, Luck, are you okay? Are you hurt? As now some of the 1A students would see the news on that, as they saw the crater, as they saw Luck too in there. Almost not bleeding from his head, completely, almost kind of bleeding out. As all sees like crap, he's dying. They thought that he was dying now. But then when they was kind of got to him, they see that he was still breathing, and the bleeding he was still bleeding though. He smiled and said, I've won. See that, Mom? This victory is for you. As they would hear this, now, as they were the last thing they hear, as Luck trembles, tries to stand up now. He tries to walk away, but he immediately falls, is about to fall down. But then, the 1A students, like Mina just catches him, as the 1A students just help her, like get him under control, like carry him. As All Might and Aizawa sees this, and now as All Might just stands back so no one else would see him there, because he was kind of debuffing now, as they covered him his instrument so he could wait until he could rest up so he could use his buff form to get out of there. And Sabo was watching this, was like, so they finally done some teamwork in the class, huh? As they walks away with Deku, as they didn't know what to do now. Then Sabo walks up there and said, we need to get him to a hospital now. Or agreed, I said, yes, as they call ambulance. As Deco kind of wakes up now, before the ambulance got there, said, "Oh, my head." He would have said, "Stand out this with one exit, we can be glad." I said, "You're alive," he said, but then we said, like, don't strain yourself with talking, just keep quiet." I said. Then he was hear the ambulance coming, said, "Oh, the ambulance, huh?" Then he looks at them and said, "Okay." Then he looks at Aisawa and said, "Hey, sensei." I said, like, "What is it, Deku?" No, he would say, "What is it, luck? Like, why don't you come with me to the hospital?" As now fades away again. As Aisawa think like, "Oh well, guess he wants me to go in the ambulance with him." As Mayna tried to like get in there, but then he said, "Didn't you hear what he said? He wanted me to go there." Then she was like got mad and said, "But he." Then he says, "Just leave him alone, and I will talk to him." As she blushes, and she just walks home again, kind of furious. No, still, she walks into her room, smashes the door in. As her mother was kind of bewildered about why she did that. As then she knocks on the door. She says, "Come in." Then she asks what happened. She said, "Deku is at hospital. He was almost dying, and he didn't want me to go in the ambulance. He wanted Sensei to go in there with him." Then she would say, "Well, he was there at the fight. Maybe they don't want you to be too. He maybe wants to be alone with someone else than you now. After all, you've spent 4 years together." Mm, So no, no, they haven't at all. Well, no, actually they have. I think. Oh crap! I don't even remember that now. No, they didn't. It said you spent almost a year together now. He's been living here for almost a year. At least you gotta give us some privacy sometimes. She would just be fierce and said, "Yeah, yeah, sometimes, huh?" Let's now switch back to Deku's perspective. He wakes up. It's Ao sits next to him, said. And then Deku's looked and said, "Did I do good?" He said, "You did good. You did actually great." As I saw a smile, she said, "Yay." Deku is like, "Yay." Then I looks at him and said, "So we're small might, small fry." He said, "Call all mate that said we're small might." I'm like, "Huh?" And I said, "You know, the number one hero of small might." As he, the Aisawa said, "It's no time for joking." I said, "I'm not joking, he's weak. I mean, after all, I should be want to be called All Might since I'm mightier than him." Yes, after all, I beat him easily all those years ago. No, not years ago. I think it was years ago. God, I don't remember. Even though I scored this after just a short amount of time. After I posted the first video and actually then just completed it. Crap, this is embarrassing. Let me think. It actually was like he was 14 when he got to the Mina's family, all that, so yeah. Actually, he said it was only a couple of almost a year ago since I beat him. Yeah. So now, this will be ending this what if. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if you do, just comment, like, just like the video, subscribe, and click that bell. Yeah, that's kind of all for me. You know what? You know the drill, everything. So yeah, stay safe. Peace out.